These two concepts we were discussed yesterday.
So we have discussed yesterday about how to post a check for a vendor or how to issue a check for vendor and how we can print it. Unfortunately, we are unable to print it since the system did not support us. But today let us see if we are able to print it. Okay, we have also done some setups in accounts payable module in order to print the check in vendor payment journal, right? So can someone guide me how we can post a check transaction of here?
Accounts payable.
So I can go
Go
to
to
accounts,
module. Accounts
accounts
payable.
pay. Okay,
Payments. Payment journal.
payments and payment journal. Perfect. We have also seen this different use or posted checks using different banks and seen the fixed method as well as the free text method, free check method. We'll post another free check too now. Okay. So I'm here. I'll create a journal. What next? Come on, guys. What to do next? Anyone?
Click on the arrow.
Okay.
Vendor payment journal.
Right. Vendor payment journal.
Lines. Next, go to lines.
Lines. Okay.
జేపీ స్క్రీన్ ప్రజెంట్ చేస్తున్నారా?
చేస్తున్నా కదా.
నాకు విజిబుల్గా లేదు.
అవునా? It's the same for everyone, guys. Can't you see my screen?
No, we can see.
Okay.
Okay.
చైతన్య ఒకసారి లీవ్ చేసి మళ్ళీ లాగిన్. ఓకే.
ఓకే ఓకే ఓకే.
So who is volunteering for the next? So what we have to do next in this line?
Go to
Click on the account drop down.
Account drop down and
select the vendor.
Vendor
select the vendor. Okay, vendor we selected. Okay, then
Set account.
So debit or credit?
Debit.
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 So debit the vendor, which means vendor is on the receiving side. Debit the vendor for $1,300. Okay, and offset account.
Bank.
Select offset account type as bank.
Bank.
And select a bank account. So select. I will select SBI Bank, not ICICI. Okay. Free text, free check, and then the important thing. What is it?
Method of payment.
Exactly.
Check.
Selecting the method of payment as check. Correct. Then what is the next step?
Generate payment. Generate payments.
Okay, click on generate payments. So payment method is check, export format is also check. Correct. Bank is SBI only. Then click on OK. We'll see the check number here. Check number is 2. So it is by default taking the check number as 2. If you want to keep it as 4, you can keep it as 4. System will print check number 4. Not a problem.
Now click on documents.
Document and select the screen to print the check on screen. Okay. Right. Click on OK enough. So there is some issue. I think it is related to financial dimensions. We have missed giving them. again. So here financial dimension for offset account. Since it's a asset account, we have to give all these dimensions. Customer cost center will give department. Actually, customer is the only dimension that is needed to be given. However, we'll give all of them. Okay. Then again, we'll run the same. Okay. Document, screen. Okay. And okay. Since it is the first check printed today, it will take some time. Either it might be report or check, anything. System takes some time when it is the initial one for day, because this is in this demo. Yes, it takes time. Either it will get printed or it will get failed because of server issue. Let's see what happens. It's taking a lot of time. Well, it's failed. I mean, it failed loading on screen, but however, check number is generated as you see, and check status has changed it to sent. Okay, now we can post it. Okay, what if we post it? Posting means we are sending the check to the vendor, correct? So once we post it, the voucher will be posted. Check is anyway generated. It's our time to post it. But I have a scenario where check is generated, but check is damaged in the system. I mean, check is damaged in the printer, or it's not printed properly, or check is damaged in my hands or the user hands in our side only. It's not even sent to the vendor yet. Check got damaged before posting. I mean, once you take it from the printer, we see you notice that something overlapped data and check is no more valid, or some information is not printed properly and check is damaged or torn up, anything happened. Then what to do?
So is there any reason codes for that? I mean, can we use reason codes and
No, actually, if we post it, vendor will be debited and bank will be credited. But that check is no more valid, right? We are not issuing the check. We are in a position where check is printed in the printer, but it but it's damaged. We can't go ahead and post the transaction. If I go to cash and bank management, suppose, and see that check status now, that check status will show as paid only. Will show you.
Is there any feature called as park it kind of thing?
I'll tell you. There is one process other than parking. So in cash and bank management, we'll go to bank accounts. So we posted this check for this bank SBI, right? So we'll go for SBI bank. Let it load. Here, selected SBI bank. How to check the checks? Any idea how
Go
to check the check?
to checks related.
Click on manage
Checks.
payments here and checks here.
Related information checks.
Checks, yes. Here you see check number 4 is also showing as paid. Check number 1 is also paid. If you click on voucher for check number 1, it will show the voucher. Accounts payable account is debited, bank account is credited. In the same manner, suppose if I go for check number 4 and if I click on voucher, I don't see any voucher. Why?
We haven't
We
posted
didn't
the
post.
Yes, we just generated the check, but we did not post the actual transaction. So there is no link of voucher for this particular check. So before posting only, we got to understand that check is damaged and we are no more going to post this transaction. So check is damaged, right? So what to do with that check or how we can cancel that check? So here
There
one
is
option. Yeah,
delete
Saidip.
check.
No, we can't delete this check. If it is paid, we can't delete check, right? If it is only in created status, we can delete it. Other than created status, we can't delete checks. So there is one process in Dynamics called voiding the check. So voiding is nothing but cancellation in our area, our place only, with before posting. So once the check is printed and Dynamics recognizes that it is paid, but we did not post the transaction yet and there is no voucher linked to it. So there is a process called voiding the check. So you see this payment status is changed to sent from none. Initially when we create that line, it will be in none status, but when we generate the check, the payment status will be in sent, change it to sent, which means we can post the check. But since it is damaged and we can't post this transaction, there is one way to reject this or voiding this check. So here you see the option payment status just above the line in the vendor payment journal. Click on payment status and in the payment status you see all of them are grayed out except the rejected. So if you click on this rejected on payment status, so do you want to void check number 4? It is asking. You say yes, void it. So this process of rejecting the checks is called voiding. Okay, now this check is voided. You can see payment status changed to rejected and you can't post this anymore. You can't again post this, as I was saying. And there is no point of posting it, right? We don't want to post it. That is why we rejected it. So if I go back and refresh this, now I see the check status changed to voided. This indicates that check is damaged somewhere in our hands or in the printer or somewhere within our area only. We did not send it to the customer. So before posting only it is damaged and we have cancelled that payment before posting. Since the check is generated, but we cancelled that check, so it became voided. Call it as voided. We have voided the check. But once you post the check, you can't cancel it or you can't void it. Once you post the transaction in the vendor payments, then there is a separate process. Since voucher is posted, again you have to reverse the entire voucher, or there is a separate process which we'll discuss now for reversal of checks, the posted checks. Okay, clear with this scenario? We have printed a check. Check is damaged in our printer or within our hands here before sending it to the customer, and we did not post the transaction yet. So then we can void the check by using this option, clicking on payment status and changing it to rejected. Check status will change from paid to voided only before posting the transaction. Clear everyone? Any confusion in this part? Somebody is asking any doubt.
Sir, one second, sir.
JP,
Okay.
so generally here, whenever we issue the check, right, immediately the end user will post the entry saying that check has been issued. So in that case, still we'll have this option to void the check, or generally
No, you have
in real scenario, what exactly is going to happen?
if the user posts the transaction, then there is another process called as check reversal. We have to follow that process.
Okay, so this is before the end user posting, right?
Yes. Once we click on transaction, check will be printed, right? First, the printer will
Yeah.
pick the check for printing. So if we see the
Correct.
check, if it is printed properly, user will post the transaction. If not, user won't post it.
Okay, so this happens just immediately after printing the check if we
Yes.
see any issues. Okay, got it.
You can either post the transaction then itself, or you can also post the transaction once the check is sent to the vendor and vendor keep it in bank. And once the money is created, then you can post the transaction. Until then, you can keep it in this status only. I mean, you can keep it as a draft itself without posting. Just a saved journal will be there. Check is generated and journal is saved. That's all. Once vendor acknowledges that they have deposited the check in bank for receiving money from our account, then we can post it. So they'll follow anything.
Okay.
Okay. This is one. So remember this point. The interview they might ask you what is the process of voiding check, or why do we void check, or they might tell the same scenario. What if check got damaged during printing or in our hands before posting the transaction? What are the options we have to void the check? You can say this on how we do that by clicking on payment status once after generating check before posting the transaction. Click on payment status and change it back to rejected so that check will be voided automatically. Okay, you cannot delete the voided check also here. If you delete the check, if you say check number 4, so it says the same. Check exists in the interval with status other than created. You can't delete the check. Only checks in the status of created can be deleted. Okay. Shiva. Shiva was asking to explain it once again. So I will tell you the same scenario once again. Suppose we have
Okay, sir.
created a vendor payment journal for paying a vendor. We have debited the vendor and created the bank account, then selected a method of payment as check and generated a check with a so and so check number. Check is printed, but it got overlapped or some damage happened to check, but the user did not post the transaction yet. So in that case, we can void the check. We can mostly voiding of checks is done for fixed checks only. I mean, normally they'll void and they'll reuse the number if they want to. But in fixed checks, you can't reuse, right? Once check is damaged, you have to print the next check only. The same number cannot be used. In free method, you can use the same number again. So when we reject it, the status of the check will change from paid to voided, and which will give a clear indication that this check is voided or not used or for paying any payment. And if you click on voucher, you don't find any voucher for that. There is no financial impact for such checks which are voided. There is another scenario where check is posted, I mean printed as well as posted. It is sent to the vendor. Check is damaged with vendor, or vendor lost the check, or check is lost in transit. Then what to do is one scenario we have. So for that purpose or for any other purpose, like vendor is not willing to take the check, or we have to rewrite the check after canceling that check, after posting, we have only one option: reversal of check. So that check reversal mechanism we'll see now. So this is also an important question for interview. You have to explain the step-by-step process properly. So we'll see how we can reverse the check which is posted. Okay, for that I'll try to post one more check. Okay, I'll just leave this journal like this. I'll generate and post another check. Okay, I can also reverse one of the posted checks, but let us do one check to the same vendor. I'm debiting him for $1,400. Offset account type as bank, and offset account I'll select any bank. I'll select ICICI Bank this time. Method of payment I'll select as check. Then mandatory financial dimensions, let us give for offset account, and let us give the customer account. Then customer dimension, cost center, as well as department I'll give. Then go for generate payments. Check, change the bank back to ICICI. Click on OK. Check number 103. Go for document, select screen, try to OK and OK. It's taking time again. So there is an error again. Forget it. But you see, check is generated, check number 103, and payment status is change it to sent. Okay. Now I can post this check. So this is a scenario where we are posting the check. I mean, we are generated a check is properly printed, and we are sending the check to the vendor, and we are posting the transaction. Okay, if the check is lost with vendor or somewhere in the transit, once after it is going out of our hands, or any scenario after posting the check, we have to follow reversal of check, because if I post it, voucher will be posted and the accounts will get affected. Financial impact is done. So that has to be reversed along with the cancellation of check, right? So for that, we have a process. We'll see what is that process. So now we will see the voucher first. Accounts payable account is debited for 1400. ICICI Bank is credited for 1400. Okay, this financial impact is posted, and I will go back to ICICI Bank. Select the checks option. Here I can see the check number 103 is paid, and I can also see the voucher here since we have posted the transaction. Is it clear until here for all of you? Any confusion until this part? Let me know. Clear, right?
Yeah,
Saidip,
clear.
Sushila, Mega.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Chip.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, sir.
Then let's try to reverse this, or since we have paid it and the check is also posted, our agenda is that we have to reverse the financial impact also. Accounts received, accounts payable account which is debited previously has to be credited. Bank account which is credited previously in this voucher has to be debited once again. I mean, the entire voucher has to be reversed. That will get automatically posted. We'll see how we can do that. So for that, we have one process called as check reversal mechanism or check reversal. So to do check reversal, we have to enable some parameters, as well as we have to create a journal for check reversal. So we'll see that now. So first, let me try to write it down here. Check reversal. Okay, to create check reversal, we have some parameters in cash and bank, as well as a journal name has to be created for check reversal journal. Okay. So first let us see the parameters in for check reversal. I'm going to cash and bank management here. In cash and bank management, under setup, so parameters I told you always under setup only. In setup we have cash and bank management parameters. Cash and bank management setup, cash and bank management parameters, you can see here. Click on these parameters. We have an option here for reversals. You see here, use review process for payment reversal. So select this option to require that check reversals be reviewed in the check reversal journal before they are posted. Actually, if we use this parameter, check reversal transaction will be created. We can review and post it. If we don't use this parameter, it will automatically gets posted. I mean, the reversal transaction, once we click on reversal, it will be automatically posted. But if we use this review process, we will have another step where we can review the transaction before posting it. Okay, let us use this review process. Okay, it's always good that we use review process because there will be approvals always. So if it is in review process, somebody will approve in the workflow and then we will post it. Or somebody can review it once again, see if the check is reversed, everything is correct, and then we can post it. If we directly say disable this, it will get posted. I mean, the reversal transaction will directly get posted. So that's one issue we have. So we'll use this review process. This review process for deposit slip. We'll see that during deposit slip class. Okay. And again, coming down here, reason code requirement. Require reason code for payment reversals. Here, if I say it as yes, I should definitely give a reason code why I am reversing that check. So we have configured some bank reasons, right? So one of the reason we can pick for why we are canceling that check. So without giving reason code again, you can't go ahead or create the reversal. By giving appropriate reason code, then only you can go forward. So keep these two parameters enabled. Use review process for payment reversal and required reason code for payment reversal. These two. Okay, again, the other two are for deposit slips, that is for customer payments. We'll see that concept in accounts receivable. Okay, so clear these two parameters, all of you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Sir,
Yes,
we
JP.
must be active.
Shiva, you said something.
Sir, we must be activate this.
It's not compulsory that you have to activate, but it's a good practice. If you activate this, you can review the reversal transactions before posting them. Otherwise, it will automatically get posted once you click on reversal.
Okay.
Okay. So then I'll save this. So as I told you that we have to also create a journal, check reversal journal. So how do we create a check journal name? What is the navigation for creating journal name?
General ledger, journal setup, journal name.
Okay, general ledger. Go to journal setup and journal names here. So we have quite few journals we have created in our process. Let us create this new journal called as journal. So go to journal type here. It's we have this one bank check reversal journal type. This is important, giving correct journal type. Since we are using this for check reversal process, we have this journal type as bank check reversal. Okay, use this. Then one compulsory thing that we have to give is this voucher series, right? So we'll right click here, go for voucher series and give it. Create one unique voucher series for, give this name, check reversal. Okay. Then scope parameters, company, MRF. So remove MRF, give this here. You can keep 6 or 4. I'll keep 4 only for reversal. Okay. Keep as many as you want. So I kept 4. Save. Then I'll copy this name. So this will get saved automatically. Close this and give the same here. System will pick. Unable to find, it is saying. Let's drop down and see. We have fine selected. So remember this journal type is bank check reversal and all the other are normal only. So now I will save this. So in order to reverse a check that is posted, so I am here in the check process. You can normally do payment reversal here. Select the check and do payment reversal. We also have another navigation where you can see checks of all banks. Here in this page, we'll go to individual banks, right? Normally we'll select the bank account and then click on checks. So we'll see the list of checks for one bank. But there is another navigation here in cash and bank management. Here we have a concept called payment reversals. See here. One menu called payment reversals. In that menu, I have option called checks. Write down the navigation, cash and bank management, payment reversals and checks. So if I click on checks here, in that page, I'll see checks for all the banks. See how many our banks we have. We have ICICI Bank as well as SBI Bank. We have total these many checks. For SBI Bank, we have one paid check and one voided check. For ICICI, we have 3 paid checks and remaining created checks. Okay, the same features are available in the top, just like in the bank page, but there you can see only individual bank checks. However, in this particular page, you can see in this menu, we can see all the banks checks and all the checks that we have in Dynamics up to now, created, paid, as well as all of them. Clear? So I'll show you the navigation once again. Cash and bank management, payment reversals and checks. If I click on checks, we can see all the list of checks through all banks. Now, our motto is that we have to reverse this check. We have a voucher already for this check number 103. The accounts payable debited and ICICI Bank is credited. So to reverse this check, we have one option here called as payment reversal. See here, payment reversal. Click on payment reversal. It asks for which date you want to reverse the payment. Since it is 8th year, you can reverse it either for the same 8th September or you can do it for the later date, but you can't reverse it for the previous date. Okay, remember that, either for the same date or for the later date other than after this date, 9 September, 10 September or any other future date, but not previous date. Then since we told reason code is compulsory, we have to give a reason code here compulsorily. So we have one reason code actually for this purpose called error in amount. Let's give the same. You can also add anything to this reason comment if you want, feel like adding. No problem. Or if it is damaged, you can create one more reason code as 02 check damaged with vendor and you can give that reason code. Okay. It's compulsory that you have to select a reason code and you can edit this comment if you feel like, or you can modify it whatever you like to. Then we know bank account is ICICI by default and check number is 103 and perfect. Reconcile is one option we have actually. This option, what it does is it will automatically reconcile this transaction to the reversal transaction. They both will get reconciled and they don't appear once again for bank reconciliation because it is not, check is not posted into bank, right? So that won't appear in the original bank statement. Check is damaged in the way only. So if we reconcile both those transactions, they don't appear again for reconciliation purpose. So that is why we can use this as reconcile. Okay, we will again stress more on this in bank reconciliation. Okay. Then one thing we have to select is journal name. We have created one journal, right, for check reversal. We can select the same journal. Clear? Select the date and the reason code because we gave in the parameters that reason code is compulsory. If that is not given as compulsory, it's not mandatory that you have to select reason code. But if it is given compulsory, you have to definitely select it. Then bank, check number, it reconcile by default, it will be reconcile. You keep it as yes only and select the journal name then. After selecting all this, click on OK here. So here you can see a message. So this blue color is normal message saying that payment reversal is created. Journal number MRF0048 of type bank check reversal is created. So it created a journal. So we have to now go and review it and post it, just like allocation journals to review and posting is there, right? The same way now we can go and review and post it. In case this is because we have selected that parameter as review for payment reversal. If you are using review process, we have this option. But if you are not using review process, you will get a message like journal number 0048 is posted. Automatically gets posted in this place itself. I mean in this step itself. Now, since we have reversed, we did not post it yet. We can go and review it and post it. So for reviewing, we have to go to another menu. I will show you now. Is it clear until here for everyone?
Yes, clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect then. So to review the transaction, we'll go for another step we have here. Just under payment reversals, we have payment reversal approvals menu. In that we have check reversals. See here. cash and bank management, payment reversal approvals, and check reversals. Noted down the navigation. Cash and bank, payment reversal approvals, and check reversals. Click on check reversals. Here you can see journal number 48 created. So it's not posted yet. You can review it. Click on lines and see the line that is automatically created. See the vendor account is taken 001 Maruti Suzuki vendor. Description is also automatically taken. Cancelled vendor payment 005, error in amount. Vendor payment 005 is the voucher number for the original payment that we have done previously. That is being cancelled, right? So description is by default automatically picked. You can change it if you want to. And you see the vendor account is getting credited here. Earlier we have debited, right, while we have done the original payment. Since we are reversing it, vendor account is getting credited. If vendor account is getting created, bank account will get debited automatically. And since 103 check number is reversed, right, the same check number will be taken here just for reference sake. I mean, we are going to reverse that check, and you see the voucher number here, check reversal 0001. We have given this format, right, for check reversal journal. That voucher is this voucher is picked from there. Now we have reviewed it. Everything is correct. I don't find anything wrong in this. Then I can post it here. I think I have to add financial dimensions. I mean, it will pick the financial dimensions automatically, I think, from the same original entry. See, it is posted. Now, since it is posted, we can go for voucher. I think I can go back and see the voucher here for this. Where is this voucher option? Actually, I have to see it here itself. Go for bank transactions. This is the transaction posted, right? 103 reversal. So go for voucher. And you can see accounts payable account is, why is it debited? I think it is showing the original transaction. I'm sorry. If you want to see it, you can normally see it from here itself. I mean, cash and bank, bank accounts. So we have reversed ICICI Bank, right? Check. Go to ICICI Bank, click on transactions. And you can see this one, check reversal 001, where bank account is debited with 1400. Now you click on voucher for this. You can see accounts payable account is credited, bank account is debited. Same the reversal entry for the original payment transaction that we have done. Okay. So if you go back to the check number, you can see all the list of checks here, right? Under payment reversal checks. Go to the check. You can see the check status as cancelled. Okay. I forgot to show you something actually. Before posting that journal, I mean, before posting that payment journal, the check status will be pending cancellation. Once we post it, then the status will change to cancelled. Okay. Since the journal is in review process, until it is in the draft status in the review process, the check status will be pending cancellation. Once we post it, check status will change to cancelled. Now you can see this check status 103 is changed to cancelled, and you can see voucher here. This voucher, which is the original voucher. You can also see the related vouchers. I think you can click on transactions and see for check number 103. There are two transactions, one vendor payment, one check reversal. I mean, one check payment and another one reversal. Two transactions you can see. You can check voucher for both of them from here. Selecting one of them, click on voucher and you can see the vouchers. And you see both of them are ticked as reconciled. I mean, system automatically reconciled them or settled them. So that is with cancellation of checks. So all that you have to remember is this process: first parameters, then creating journal name, then selecting check, click on payment reversal. So give all the required details in that and click on OK. Then a journal will be created. So you can find that journal here in this step. Payment reversal approvals. Under check reversals, you can find that journal. The posted journals also will stay here only. Here in the posted journal. Suppose if you are not using review process, if it is automatically posted, that also you can come and check. That will be here only under posted journals. Okay. So that would be all about check reversal. In interview, they will ask you what is the step-by-step process we can use, or what are the configurations we have to do for this check reversal, and what is the process we have to follow. You have to explain everything that we have discussed now, parameters as well as journal name, selecting the check and clicking on payment reversal, giving appropriate date and journal names, and then click on reversal, use the review process, review the transaction and post it, and that will be cancelled. So before posting it, you will see the check status as pending cancellation. After posting, the check status will change to cancelled. So these are the two scenarios we have in regarding checks. Okay, posting, I mean, what do we say? Check getting damaged within our hands before posting and after posting. If after posting financial transactions are done, right? So that financial impact also has to be cleared. That can be done only by using check reversal journal and check reversal mechanism steps that we followed. If it is not posted, there is no headache. We can simply void the check. So keep these two scenarios in mind. These are important for interview as well as also in implementation. They'll ask what is the various features provided by Dynamics. If client asks, you can explain. We have these things which we can follow. Clear, guys? Any confusion in this too? Anyone? Let me know if you have any doubts in this part. No, right? Perfect. So, Seshi Cheppo.
If somehow check got cleared from bank by the client, okay.
Okay.
And we had posted a reversal for the same. So in this case,
that's a good question. See, if you keep the check in bank or if the vendor deposit the check in bank, then bank transaction will also be done, right? Later, somehow we got to return the goods to the vendor and vendor returns our money. So that is the scenario that you're asking. In that case, you will normally post a manual entry for reversal. I mean, you don't post a check reversal because check is cleared. Now vendor is returning your money. There is no problem with the check, right?
Okay, but somehow means the client is blocking us, and he got cleared the check, and he is asking for a reversal as well.
No, once the check is cleared, how can you reverse it? Bank transaction will also be posted right in bank statement.
Yeah.
Then there is no point of reversing the check here. Here, when transaction is not posted in bank, then we can reverse it. If it is posted originally in that, I mean, if the check is cleared in the bank, then you will receive the money from vendor again.
Okay,
you will
fine.
show the bank statement that you have taken money from our bank. See this statement. Now return the money, and he will return the money, and he will again post another vendor payment journal by crediting the vendor by receiving the money.
Okay, fine. Okay.
So that part we will see again in accounts payable module as well. Okay, good question. Thank you for asking. So if this part of reversal is clear, practice it well. Okay, 2-3 times practice it. You have to get it on hands. Okay, when somebody asks you have to explain step by step, just like that. No need to refer anything, or like you have to keep it in mind. So if that is clear, then we'll discuss one concept which is very important these days in interview they are asking, and it's a little advanced concept called post-dated checks. So does anybody have any idea what is a post-dated check? Anyone? What is a post-dated check? Any rough idea?
Issuing a check on futures date.
Okay, who said that? Saidip, Santosh.
Yes.
Okay, issuing the check with a future date. So why do we issue check with the future date? Or why do we issue or why do we receive? It is in both the concept, receiving or issuing. So let's discuss in the perspective of issuing to vendors. Why do we issue checks in future date or on a future date? What happens if we issue so?
Like if we don't have funds
funds
today,
not available.
yeah,
So when funds are not available, okay.
That was
Then
the one reason.
See,
one reason.
when we purchase something, like we will be giving checks, right? Like when we purchase something on installment basis, we'll be giving checks to the vendor.
Correct, but we'll give straight checks only, not post-dated checks. But post-dated checks are given for a reason. I mean, when you don't have enough funds and you assume that by so and so date your funds will be available in your bank account, then you can give that future date. Okay, we'll notify the vendor of the same. We are issuing a check for future date. You have to deposit in the bank on that particular date or later that date only. Before that date, you can't put the check in bank. A bank also will not accept because the date printed on the check is so and so date, and bank can give money only to the vendor only on that particular date or later that date, not before that date. Okay, but why do we use future dates? As I said, this is the one situation where we use future dates. But what happens when we use future dates? So normally, what is the entry when we send a check to vendor?
Vendor debit to bank.
Vendor or AP. Any, I mean, the accounts payable account is behind vendor, right? So that account is debited and bank account is credited. So when you do a straight check payment or not a post-dated check, this will happen. Okay, suppose that we are doing it on 1st of September. This will happen. But if it is a post-dated check, for suppose we are giving the future date on the check as, so this post-dated check we are giving date as 30 September. Even though we are giving the check to vendor now, but until 30 September he can't take money from the bank or he can't cash that check. Right? That check is valid only on 30th or after 30th, not before 30th of September. But we are issuing the check on 1st September itself. Understand the scenario, guys. We are giving the check on 1st September itself, but we are giving the check on a future date. Like we are printing the date on the check as 30 September. Which means condition that before 30 September vendor could not encash the check, but we are sending the check to vendor. He'll keep it safe with him. Once the maturity date on the check is appear or maturity date will come, then he can deposit that check in the bank and take money from the bank. So that maturity date is 30 September. So we have to wait 30 days after receiving the check. Correct. Understood the scenario until here?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this case, what happens is we won't credit the bank account. If we credit the bank account, suppose our users are doing reconciliation, right? Every time they'll see this transaction in our bank transactions. And every time they'll see the bank statement and identify that until this 30 days, there won't be any transaction in bank statement, right? Which vendor could not encash the check. So with this 30 days, they will be in a confusion that this transaction is posted in our books, but it is not available in the bank statement. During bank reconciliation process, they will get confusion. If there are single transactions, then okay. If there are multiple transactions like this post-dated checks, they'll get confused, saying that some transactions are missing in the bank account. Again, you have to clarify them. These are post-dated check transactions. They will be cashed only later. So if it is later means you can link the bank account later only, right? Why you have to credit the bank account today itself before 30 days? So that creates a great impact on the cash flows and it gives problem to the bank reconciliation as well for the users. Okay, maintaining cash reserves or we are crediting the bank account, but still we have money in the bank account. So which is a wrong showing. So for that purpose, what we will do is there will be an bridging account we use, or bridging account or intermediary account or temporary account, whatever called. Bridging account is a good term to use. Okay, we will use an account called PDC account, post dated check account. So like you can call it as vendor post dated check account. So we'll use this account for temporary credit purpose. Once we issue the post dated check, vendor will be debited, but bank will not be credited. This vendor PDC account will be credited. What happens on 30 September if the vendor deposit the check in the bank for cashing it? Then what happens is this VPDC account which we have credited previously will get reversed, will get debited, and since now it is affecting the bank directly, or the bank cash is deducted from the bank account will be credited. So at the end when you see it, these two will get cancelled, credit account and debit account, and the remained entry is vendor debit, bank credit. What is that is the original entry, right? When we do a straight vendor payment, so that will remain at the end. But for this 30 days, this will remain like this. Only that the temporary account or the bridging account will be credited for these 30 days rather than bank account. Once it is cleared in the bank, we can clear this bridging transaction. We have a process to clear this bridging transaction. So that will clear this. I mean, this PDC account will be debited in the reverse of same amount. Then bank account will be credited, wherein the bank is gone from, I mean, amount is credited from the bank, right? Our vendor is taking the amount from the bank by depositing that check. So then this two will get cancelled, or financial impacts will be cleared. The final entry that remains is vendor debit and bank credit on as and when the vendor deposits the check in the bank. We can use this clearing entry. This is what called as clearing of post-dated check transaction, or clearing entry, or bridging entry clearance, whatever we call. So this second entry will be posted later on 30th of September or after 30th of September. So this is the process of, or this is the result of post-dated checks. But before that, we will have to configure post-dated checks, then use how to use the post-dated checks, and then we can normally also see the bridging reversal process, how we can reverse this or do this. Okay, understood at least half of it, or the concept at least until here. What is post-dated check? What happens when we use post-dated check? All of you. Come on, if you have any doubts, ask the doubts.
Yes, sir. But
Okay, Saideep, Sushila.
Yeah,
Seshu,
clear.
Seshu said yes. Okay, Bala.
Clear, JP.
Okay, Srinivas. Then who else we have? Bala is not speaking. Okay, Vamsi.
Yes, clear, Jay.
Okay. So I think we still have some time to discuss. So let's see how we can post a PDC, post-dated check in for the vendor. Okay, on what happens when we do that. So it requires quite a little steps to configure. Actually, the one you have to do in accounts payable module. Here in the accounts payable module, under method of payments, where we have configured check previously, check method of payment, we will configure one more method of payment called as PDC. Okay, see here, accounts payable, method of payment, payment setup and method of payment, methods of payment. Under methods of payment, previously we have configured one method of payment as check, right? So now I will configure one more as PDC, post dated check. PDC. For this also I'll keep payment status as sent only, and then I'll use this payment type as check, because this is also a check. You can use account type as ledger or bank. You can use bank, but don't give a bank. And you have to use this one compulsorily, bridging posting. Here under posting, if you use this bridging posting, you can give that bridging account here. Bridging account means nothing but this PDC account that we are going to create. Okay, we'll create that bridging account here. Click on view details, go to main accounts menu, and we'll create one bridging account. Click new, main account number, right? So I'll give it as an asset account only. Lakh 10 PDC vendor, then asset account. So we are using it instead for bank account, right? So let it be asset account itself. PDC vendor. So I'll copy this account number, close this, and give it here in the bridging account. Okay, enable bridging posting, create that bridging account and give it here. And you can also give the bank transaction type. We have created one bank transaction type as PDC. You can see here list of bank transactions we have created, right? We will select PDC. Okay, so that system will automatically take this bank transaction type. Then you can give normal check setup. For export format, you can select setup. I mean, you have one already. I think you can directly give it. Check is selected right already. You can use that check here. So now, like a normal check, we'll issue check, but with a future date. So everything is done. Extra you have to do is this bridging posting. Okay, give that bridging account here. Bank transaction type as PDC on. This is not mandatory, but you can give it, and you can give remaining conditions here, but I'm not giving them. Okay, this would be enough for post-dated check. Create a method of payment as PDC. Select bank here. I mean, not needed to, if you no need to select bank also, but bridging posting is compulsory because it won't select any bank account when we post PDC. It will directly select this account only. Okay, we'll see how we can use it and post a post-dated check transaction now. Okay, so for that we have to go to accounts payable once again. Go to payments and payment journal here. Just like check payment, we'll do this to the vendor. Go to vendor payment journal, go to lines, select the vendor account, okay, debit him for some amount, suppose some $800. Okay, then no need to select any account here, offset account or anything. Directly select the method of payment here as PDC. If you select method of payment as PDC, I see this account appearing here. What is this account? So you can see that account here. That account is PDC vendor account, which we have created and given for the post dated check. This is the bridging account. System will automatically pick that bridging account for crediting. So in our example also I told you, right, it will pick the vendor PDC account automatically for crediting. So that's what system do. So it is the same it is doing here. Selecting the, when we select method of payment as PDC, automatically system will take that bridging account here. Okay, now you can generate the check. And check number will be generated. Payment status also will change to sent. So we'll see how we can generate the check here. Normal process only, just that you have to keep this in mind. Method of payment has to be PDC. Click on generate payments, select check only, export format also check, and select the appropriate bank account. Which bank account, from which bank account you are issuing the check. I'll use ICICI only, check number 104, right? Sorry guys, 1 second.
JP,
No, 1 second, 1 second.
financial dimensions.
We have to give that time to, as well as there is one more thing that has to be filled. We'll also do that. Okay, finance customer, and we'll give cost center. Okay, dimensions are given. So I told PDC, right, for post dated checks actually we have to give this what we say, date, post dated check date. So for that actually we have to give the maturity date, right? We'll get the one concept here called post dated checks that will be enabled only when we enable this parameter, I think so. Cash and bank management parameters, post dated checks. Here enable post dated checks is what I have, this option. Post journal entries for post dated checks, so we can use it later. Clearing account for received checks, for issued checks, right? We are using vendor PDC, so for that we can use the same PDC vendor account here. General journal for clearing entries, we can use normal general journal. So enable this parameter, enable post dated checks. Okay, if this parameter is enabled, then I think we can see it here. Still I can't see it. Actually, there is one feature that will be available here. All good. So okay, let me select this vendor payment journal as well. Sorry, refresh this. Or else let me go back. Okay, let me go back, refresh this and go to the journal once again, journal number 49. Go to lines. Here I can see option of post dated checks, right? The same journal entry is here. I mean 800 ledger account PDC account is selected, right? We have given dimensions also. Now we are going to generate the check. So, but before generating the check, we have to give the maturity date of the check, right? We have to give a future date. So that future date you can give here in this option, post dated checks. Here you can see maturity date as the same actually. Why it is taking this date as maturity date? We can edit this, right? I don't know why. It directly took it. Let me delete and create this once again. Okay. Just create the same line once again. Click on if. Select the vendor account. MRF. Give debit for 800. Right. Then use the method of payment directly as PDC. Right. So give the financial dimensions as well. MRF location as Hyderabad, department as finance, customer account as well as cost center is automatically taken because for Hyderabad we have given CC1 as compulsory from in advanced rules, so it is taking automatically. Come to post dated check menu. Here you can give maturity date, but why it's not editable? It's a maintainable field as far as I see. Maturity date of this is not, you can't edit this. Actually, we should edit this post dated check maturity date here. When we miss something else, did we? Using all of them. Let's see what happens. So it is actually taking tomorrow's date, but there is some parameter where we can edit this. We'll let you know. But for now, let us try to generate the check because it is anyway future date only, right? Tomorrow's date. Assume that it is something like far away. So we can select it as OK. Check number 104 to be printed here on the screen. Click OK. Click OK. What's wrong? Oh, check is not generated. Something went wrong. Generate payments. Okay. Screen. Oops.
In the method of payment, we have given as check. Do we need to give the PDC?
No. Here we have to give PDC only. And for the PDC, we have given export format also, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Given everything else, so did we miss something? Bridging account as we have given. Yes, this one. This one is. Let me plug the charger. Okay. Post-dated check clearing process is enabled. Then what else we have? Let me save it. Go back once again. Or refresh this. Go for here. Now I can see actually maturity date. That is the parameter. clear post-dated check parameter there. So when I enable this here, I can change this date. I can keep this date back to 30 once again. Here. Then I can go for generate payments. Click on OK. Check number same. Screen. Click on OK. OK. Still it's not printing. What's wrong? There is one more actually. General. Hello checks for bank or ledger account. We have to give it, I think so. This option. So normally we can print checks only for bank accounts, but here in PDC we are using this one, right? I mean offset account as a bridging account. That is why I think this parameter stops. Hello checks for bank and ledger accounts, both of them. If you enable this in cash and bank management parameters, it should print. Let's try once again. Refresh this. Generate. Okay. Document. Screen. Okay. Okay. Oh, still it's not printing. Fine, got to see something wrong. Maybe we'll check it what went wrong. Tomorrow we'll try again back here and try to post this transaction by printing the check or by generating the check and see what is going wrong. Okay. Then practice it until here. I mean until the configuration of PDC. Tomorrow we'll post this transaction or more PDC transactions, and we will also see how we can clear once posted after the due date, how we can maturity date, how we can clear the post-dated checks. We'll see tomorrow. Okay, the concepts that we have discussed today are really important. I mean voiding the check, reversing the check, as well as post-dated checks transaction and post-dated checks concept. So do practice it well and keep the process as well as the concept in mind. In interview they will definitely ask one of the concept from cash and bank management. Either they will ask bank reconciliation or this one, or they might ask both the questions. Okay. So I would stop the recording until here. If you have any doubts, do let me know.